Hello friends, my name is John, this is Throw Overboard. Did you know that math is racist, is a form of white supremacy? Of course you did. And if you didn't, well, obviously you're a bigot. A Breitbart article entitled Brooklyn College Education Professor Claims Math is White Supremacist Patriarchy. Oh, I forgot to, you gotta throw in the patriarchy in there. It's the root of all evil, apparently. A Brooklyn College professor of math education, Laurie Rubel, argued this week on Twitter that the mathematical equation 2 + 2 = 4, quote, reeks of white supremacist patriarchy. It's a stench, a filthy, filthy stench. Rubel's tweet was retweeted and promoted by several academics at universities and colleges around the nation. We are, yes, veering into dangerous territory. We have veered into dangerous territory. We have veered into the horrible dystopian future of 1984, where we have to question, does 2 + 2 really equal 4? Why can it not? And why does it not equal 5 or anything else? According to a report by Campus Reform, Brooklyn College professor Laurie Rubel, who teaches math, this is a math teacher making these claims, by the way, yeah, our education system well at work, tried to make the case this week that basic math is white supremacist. The tweets are part of a larger trend in recent scholarship by American academics, many of which have argued that, quote, objective truth is a social construct. Objective truth, that can't be real. There's no reality, no true reality, no objective reality. It's whatever we make it. The idea that math or data is culturally neutral or in any way objective is a myth. I'm ready to move on with that understanding. Who's coming with me? Rubel wrote in a tweet. Data can be interpreted in a non-neutral way, in a subjective way, but the data itself, the facts, the truths, math should be neutral, should be, and is objective, should be. There's that subjectivism creeping in, along with the, of course math is neutral because 2 + 2 = 4 trope, and the related and creepy math is pure, and protect math reeks of white supremacist patriarchy, Rubel added. I'd rather think on nurturing people and protecting the planet with math in service of them goals. So yes, we've entered into the 1984, the classic tale of forcing people to believe 2 + 2 = 5 in the scene with Winston, the fellow holding up 4 fingers. How many fingers am I holding up? 4, and torturing him until he confesses to it being 5. We have reached that, or we're in the midst of that dystopian future. Oh boy, here we come. So this is a math teacher who doesn't approve of math. When you can't teach, complain? If she believes that math itself is white supremacy, should she be teaching that white supremacist form of math? And as we read, she would rather think on nurturing people and protecting the planet. She would rather think on that than math itself. I think she chose the wrong profession here. Several academics from institutions around the nation chimed in. Harvard PhD candidate Kareem Carr suggested that math should be reevaluated because it was primarily developed by white men, the lowest form of being.
The evil, angry, white men.
I better watch my anger here. People say it's subjectivism to ask if math is Western. I don't get that. It's an objective fact that some groups were more involved in the creation of modern math than others, Carr said. They may have been trying to make it objective, but it's not stupid to ask if they actually succeeded. What can be more objective than math? Are white Western people the originators of math? I mean, how new is math? What about the ancient Egyptians? Let's take a pop over. We'll come back to this article. We're going to head over to the Story of Mathematics website, taking a look at the ancient Egyptian number system. Because, yes, math started long before the horrible Western white man. By the way, before we get to this, as 2 + 2 = 4, liking this video plus subscribing to the channel equals thriving. For me. And or for you. It is thought that the Egyptians introduced the earliest fully developed base 10 numeration system at least as early as 2700 BC, and probably much earlier. The Rhind Papyrus, dating from around 1650 BC, is a kind of instruction manual in arithmetic and geometry, and it gives us explicit demonstrations of how multiplication and division was carried out at that time. It also contains evidence of other mathematical knowledge, including unit fractions, composite and prime numbers, arithmetic, geometric and harmonic means, and how to all the math. They knew more than I do about math. Back to the Breitbart article. Down here it says, a few academics have pushed back. James Lindsay, one of the academics behind a series of hoax papers that were published in, quote, social justice journals, reminded Rubel and her peers that mathematical truths are objective. It's certainly the case, and the woke need to be held firmly to the point that feats of engineering like space travel and rocketry utterly depend upon accepting stable meanings of mathematical statements like 2 + 2 = 4 as objectively true, not mere accidents of culture, Lindsay tweeted. There are fortunately those who are pushing back, and really more of us need to do so as well. You and I, we need to push back on everything being subjective, on our culture being just kind of deconstructed, disassembled. Don't cede ground on objective truths. You should never be forced to believe a lie, to speak a lie. Many of the woke attacks are really attacks on truths, on things that you can observe and see to be reality, objectively true. It's these postmodern ideologies gaining more ground in colleges and universities and branching out into workplaces and beyond. It's really spreading everywhere. Rubel had gone on, the idea that math or data is culturally neutral or in any way objective is a myth. They're calling objective truths myths. Just subjective stories to be told. More and more objective truth is under attack. If everything is indeed subjective, everyone is right, while at the same time, no one is right. Everything can be true, and nothing becomes meaningful. Nothing is helpful if everything is subjective. How can we effectively communicate, effectively work together without pillars of truth to hold us all together? In the Bible, Jesus is described as the truth, as the chief cornerstone. That is the most pivotal and vital foundational element. The thing to build off of is truth. We need truth as a foundation to do meaningful things, to find common ground, to build unity, to accomplish great things. We need objective truths. As we read, it's certainly the case, and the woke need to be held firmly to the point that feats of engineering like space travel and rocketry utterly depend upon accepting stable meanings of mathematical statements like 2 + 2 = 4 as objectively true, not mere accidents of culture. Great feats require accepting stable meanings. We can't continually go back and just deconstruct things, break it all down, tear it all down, let's start over. We need those pillars of truth. We need to recognize objective truths to get anywhere. But what do you think? Have you bought into the great relativism bamboozle? Are you holding fast to objective truth, hanging on to, reality? Let me know in the comments. And if you are hanging on to those things, you bigot, you. Speaking of objective truth and reality, I think it might be my subjectively objective opinion that liking this video and subscribing to my channel increases the sanity of the world. But, hey, maybe it's just me. I'd say it's, Worth testing that theory. Hello, friends. My reset.